Pablo Escobar, the infamous cocaine king, was born on December 1, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia. He would become one of history's most powerful and ruthless drug lords. His life was a mix of ambition, greed, violence, and sadly, tragedy. Escobar's early life was tough, filled with poverty. He wanted a better life, a life away from the poor areas of Medellin. He started his life of crime with small thefts and stealing cars, but he wanted more. He saw the money to be made in selling drugs, especially cocaine. Escobar quickly climbed the ladder in the Colombian criminal world, becoming a major player in the growing cocaine business. Colombia in the 1970s was a country ready to be taken advantage of. Political unrest, poverty, and corruption made it easy for drug trafficking to grow. Escobar used this to his advantage. He was ruthless and smart in business, and he built his empire. He created smuggling routes to the United States where more and more people wanted cocaine. His network grew fast. Soon he was shipping tons of cocaine to the US each week. Escobar made a huge fortune. He bought fancy houses, including his famous Hacienda Napoles, a giant estate with its own zoo, airport, and even a dinosaur park. He seemed unstoppable, rich and powerful. Some people even saw him as a hero because he gave jobs and money to social programs in Medellin. But this generosity came at a terrible price: the suffering and death of many. Escobar and his partners created the infamous Medellin cartel. This powerful group controlled most of the cocaine trade. They did whatever they wanted, bribing officials and scaring anyone who got in their way. The cartel's power reached far beyond Colombia. They had connections in governments, police, and businesses around the world. Their huge network helped them move tons of cocaine and hide billions of dollars. With Escobar in charge, the cartel was a major force. They were responsible for many violent acts like bombings, killings, and kidnappings. Escobar's reign of terror left a trail of blood and destruction across Colombia. Escobar believed in using fear to stay in control. He famously said, "Silver or lead." He gave his enemies a simple choice: take a bribe or face the consequences. Those who said no were punished quickly and brutally. Escobar ordered the deaths of judges, politicians, reporters, and anyone he saw as a threat. He was responsible for the deaths of thousands. One of the worst things he did was bomb Avianca Flight 203 in 1989. The bombing killed all 110 people on board. Escobar wanted to kill a presidential candidate. This act of terror shocked Colombia and the world, making it clear that Escobar was a dangerous criminal. As Escobar's power grew, so did the Colombian government's determination to stop him. They faced a tough challenge against a man with seemingly endless money and a willingness to use extreme violence. The Colombian government, with help from the United States, launched a huge attack on the Medellin cartel. They raided places, took cartel money and things, and arrested important cartel members. But Escobar was hard to catch. He fought back with even more violence. He declared war on the government, causing chaos and terror in Colombia. Car bombs exploded in cities, judges and politicians were killed, and innocent people got caught in the middle. The hunt for Pablo Escobar became the most important thing for Colombian authorities. They created a special police team, the Search Block, to catch or kill him. The Search Block was trained by U.S. Special Forces and had the best technology. But Escobar was very good at hiding. He had many informants and safe houses. He could disappear into the jungle or blend in with the poor people of Medellin, who saw him as a helper. The hunt went on for years, a bloody and desperate chase that seemed to have no end. Escobar's reign of terror continued, even as the police got closer. On December 2, 1993, Pablo Escobar's reign of terror finally ended. The Search Block, with help from the US and a group called Los Pepes, tracked him down in Medellin. There was a shootout, and Escobar was shot and killed while trying to escape across rooftops. Some people in Colombia were happy he was gone, while others were sad. Escobar's death was the beginning of the end for the Medellin cartel. Without their leader, the cartel broke apart and fell apart. But the memory of Escobar's terror continued to haunt Colombia. Pablo Escobar changed Colombia and the world. His criminal empire left a trail of death, destruction, and corruption. The violence he caused killed thousands of people, including police, judges, politicians, reporters, and regular people. Some people remember him as a terrible criminal, while others see him as someone who came from poverty and challenged the system. No matter how people remember him, he definitely changed the drug trade. Escobar's methods, like his huge smuggling operations and brutal tactics, shaped the global drug trade for many years. Pablo Escobar's life and death teach us about the dangers of greed, power, and violence. His story shows the human cost of the drug trade and the problems countries face when dealing with organized crime and corruption. While Escobar's reign of terror is over, what he did still affects Colombia today. The country has gotten better at fighting drug trafficking and violence, but the scars from Escobar's time are still there. Pablo Escobar's story is complicated. He was a man of contradictions, capable of great cruelty and surprising generosity. He was a product of his time and a master manipulator. His life and death continue to fascinate and horrify the world, reminding us of the power and danger of the drug trade.